Can you promise the American people, with the terror threat only growing, that you're not going to allow funding for the Department of Homeland Security to run out?
The House has acted. We've done our job. Senate Democrats are the ones putting us in this precarious position. And it's up to Senate Democrats to get their act together.
But all I can ask, I'll ask it again.
Chris, one more time. The House has done its job under the Constitution. It's time for the Senate to do their job.
House Speaker John Boehner blaming Senate Democrats for jeopardizing funding to the Department of Homeland Security. Both sides at a stalemate right now. Senate Democrats refusing to sign off on the House bill funding the department because it also rolls back President Obama's executive action on immigration. Katie Pavlich is the news editor at townhall.com and a Fox News contributor. And Mary Anne Marsh is a former senior advisor to John Kerry. Thank you both for joining us.
Good morning.
So critics of the House bill from both sides say that the DHS funding and the president's action on immigration have to be unlinked. But Katie, you say you're on board with this bill. You say the executive action is unconstitutional.
Let's remind the American people here about who linked executive action and illegal immigration to the DHS funding bill in the first place. That was Barack Obama, who took an unauthorized, unconstitutional action last year, despite Republicans saying that they would work with him on immigration this year with their new majority. He's the one who put this on the table to have it tied to funding, and he is the one who is making it impossible to move forward with funding when Republicans have funded the entirety of the Department of Homeland Security minus this one little piece, which is President Obama's executive action on illegal immigration. Without that, we can move forward. But of course, it's all about President Obama, and he's the one who doesn't want this to move forward as a result.
Mary Anne, it's not really a shutdown. About 85% of DHS employees are classified as essential and must report to work regardless of whether or not the agency is shut down. What do you make of the situation?
Here's the real point here. If John Boehner and his Republican colleagues can't stand up to the Tea Party members of their caucus, then they can't stand up to the terrorists either. And if that's the case, they should step aside. Because by doing this, they're putting at jeopardy the lives of 320 million Americans for about 50 members of Congress. That is reckless and irresponsible. And it sends the wrong message to the world at the very time we are being asked to do more and stepping up our efforts to fight terrorism. When all these other terrorist attacks are going on, that John Boehner is willing to play politics with everybody's lives. That is wrong. John McCain has pointed that out. Senator Corker has pointed that out. Republican senators have pointed it out across the board. So that just shows you what a bad leader John Boehner is, and it's frankly despicable.
Katie, Boehner is blaming the Democrats, but it's also Republicans against Republicans. Many of the Senate Republicans are not supporting this move. How damaging is this infighting among the Republicans?
Well, it's not necessarily infighting. It's that Senate Democrats like John McCain, who have been there for far too long, are willing to put the constitutional principles aside in order to appease President Obama on an issue that we can all agree on is unconstitutional. And so, again, I want to stress the House is backing up President Obama in fighting terrorism by saying they want to give him authorization against ISIS. They're also backing him up by funding the vast majority of Homeland Security. All the parts that have to do with terrorism are already funded through this House bill. And now the president is saying, and Democrats and Republicans in the Senate who will not stand up on principle, as usual, as business as usual, he's saying my way or the highway, unless I get my funding for this illegal action on illegal immigration, we're just going to let the country suffer and let the Department of Homeland Security go unfunded in the parts that are most essential at this point.
So, Mary Anne, Senator Chuck Schumer says that Boehner is going to lose this game of chicken. This attempt to blame the Democrats is going to backfire. Do you agree?
Absolutely. And if DHS is not funded and it gets shut down, I don't care if 2 people are out of it. We need every possible resource right now. There have been a parade of Republicans on this show alone in the last 2 hours who have said how much more we need to do to fight terrorism, yet their speaker of the House, the Republican John Boehner, and other Republicans are the very threat to doing just that. So you can't have it both ways. And if that happens, I will tell you right now, the consequences to the Republican Party won't wait for the 2016 election. It will happen immediately.
Mary Anne, John Boehner has passed a bill with the House that funds Homeland Security in its entirety, minus his executive action. If you want to blame someone, blame Democrats and Republicans and President Obama in the Senate and at the White House. Don't blame the House for this.
Katie, You and I both know that this immigration bill has nothing to do with DHS. Period. End of sentence.
Then why did
You
the
can do it
president make it
separately.
part of
we
it?
haven't been able.
Why did the president put it
because
there?
we haven't been able to deal with immigration for decades now. And you think it's going to happen in 4 days when they come back next week? Of course it's not.
All right,
so you're
we're gonna-
willing to
President sure
jeopardize.
thought it
We're
would
going to
happen
have
when
to
he
leave
started
American
executive
lives.
order.
All right, we're going to have to wrap it there. Thank you both so much, Mary Anne Marsh, Katie Pavlich, for joining us.
Thank you.